And now chapter 11 of the Antya Leela, the passing of Haridasa Thakura.
Sri Krishna Caitanya caritamrta.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Haridasa Thakura and his master Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who danced with the body of Haridasa Thakura on his lap. All glories to Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very merciful and who is very dear to Advaitacharya and Lord Nityananda. All glories to the master of Srinivas Thakur. All glories to the master of Haridasa Thakura. All glories to the dear master of Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to the master of the life of Svarup Damodar. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya, who is very dear to Kashi Mishra. He is the Lord of the life of Jagadananda and the Lord of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. All glories to the transcendental form of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My dear Lord, kindly give me shelter at your lotus feet by your causeless mercy. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is the life and soul of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. My dear Lord, kindly give me engagement in devotional service at your lotus feet. All glories to Advaitacharya, who is treated by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu as superior due to his age and respectability. Please give me engagement in devotional service at your lotus feet. All glories to all the devotees of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, for the Lord is their life and soul. All of you kindly bestow devotional service upon me. All glories to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They are all my masters. I am writing this narration of the pastimes and attributes of the Lord by the mercy of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. I do not know how to write properly, but I am purifying myself by writing this description. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu thus resided at Jagannath Puri with his personal devotees and enjoyed the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In the daytime, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in dancing and chanting and in seeing the temple of Lord Jagannath. At night, in the company of his most confidential devotees, such as Ramananda Rai and Svarup Damodar Goswami, he tasted the nectar of the transcendental mellows of Lord Sri Krishna's pastimes. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu very happily passed his days in this way at Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. Feeling separation from Krishna, he exhibited many transcendental symptoms all over his body. Day after day the symptoms increased, and at night they increased even more. All these symptoms, such as transcendental anxiety, agitation, and talking like a madman, were present just as they are described in the Shastras. Svarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai, the chief assistants in Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, remained with him both day and night. One day Govinda, the personal servant of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, went in great jubilation to deliver the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food to Haridasa Thakura. When Govinda came to Haridas, he saw that Haridasa Thakura was lying on his back and chanting his rounds very slowly. Govinda said, "Please rise and take your Mahaprasad." Haridasa Thakura replied, "Today I shall observe fasting. I have not finished chanting my regular number of rounds. How then can I eat? But you have brought Mahaprasad, and how can I neglect it?" Saying this, he offered prayers to the Mahaprasad, took a little portion, and ate it. The next day, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to Haridas's place and inquired from him, "Haridas, are you well?" Haridas offered his obeisances to the Lord and replied, "My body is all right, but my mind and intelligence are not well." Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu further inquired from Haridas, "Can you ascertain what your disease is?" Haridasa Thakura replied, "My disease is that I cannot complete my rounds." The Lord said, "Now that you have become old, you may reduce the number of rounds you chant daily. You are already liberated, and therefore you need not follow the regulative principles very strictly. Your role in this incarnation is to deliver the people in general. You have sufficiently preached the glories of the holy name in this world. Now, therefore, please reduce the fixed number of times you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra." Haridasa Thakura replied, "Kindly hear my real plea. I was born in an inferior family, and my body is most abominable. I always engage in low work, therefore I am the lowest, most condemned of men. I am unseeable and untouchable, but you have accepted me as your servant. This means that you have delivered me from a hellish condition and raised me to the Vaikuntha platform. My dear Lord, you are the fully independent personality of Godhead. You act by your own free will. You cause the whole world to dance and act as you like. My dear Lord, by your mercy, you have made me dance in many ways. For example, I was offered the Shraddha Patra that should have been offered to first-class Brahmins. I ate from it, even though I was born in a family of meat-eaters. I have had one desire for a long time. I think that quite soon, my Lord, you will bring to a close your pastimes within this world. I wish that you not show me this closing chapter of your pastimes. Before that time comes, kindly let my body fall down in your presence. I wish to catch your lotus-like feet upon my heart and see your moon-like face. With my tongue I shall chant your holy name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. That is my desire. Kindly let me give up my body in this way. O most merciful Lord, if by your mercy it is possible, kindly grant my desire. Let this low-born body fall down before you. You can make possible this perfection of all my desires." Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Haridas, Krishna is so merciful that he must execute whatever you want. But whatever happiness is mine is all due to your association. It is not fitting for you to go away and leave me aside." Catching the lotus feet of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridasa Thakura said, "My Lord, do not create an illusion. Although I am so fallen, you must certainly show me this mercy. My Lord, there are many respectable personalities, millions of devotees, who are fit to sit on my head. They are all helpful in your pastimes. My Lord, if an insignificant insect like me dies, what is the loss? If an ant dies, where is the loss to the material world? My Lord, you are always affectionate to your devotees. I am just an imitation devotee, but nevertheless, I wish that you fulfill my desire. That is my expectation." Because he had to perform his noon duties, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu got up to leave, but it was settled that the following day, after he saw Lord Jagannath, he would return to visit Haridasa Thakura. After embracing him, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu left to perform his noon duties and went to the sea to take his bath. The next morning, after visiting the Jagannath temple, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by all his other devotees, came hastily to see Haridasa Thakura. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and other devotees came before Haridasa Thakura, who offered his respects to the lotus feet of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas. Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, "My dear Haridas, what is the news?" Haridasa Thakura replied, "My Lord, whatever mercy you can bestow upon me, that is the news." Upon hearing this, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu immediately began great congregational chanting in the courtyard. Vakrishvar Pandit was the chief dancer. Headed by Svarup Damodar Goswami, all the devotees of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu surrounded Haridasa Thakura and began congregational chanting. In front of all the great devotees like Ramananda Roy and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu began to describe the holy attributes of Haridasa Thakura. As he described the transcendental attributes of Haridasa Thakura, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu seemed to possess 5 mouths. The more he described, the more his great happiness increased. After hearing of the transcendental qualities of Haridasa Thakura, all the devotees present were struck with wonder. They all offered their respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of Haridasa Thakura. Haridasa Thakura made Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu sit down in front of him, and then he fixed his eyes like 2 bumblebees on the lotus face of the Lord. He held the lotus feet of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu on his heart, and then took the dust of the feet of all the devotees present and put it on his head. He began to chant the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya again and again. As he drank the sweetness of the face of the Lord, tears constantly glided down from his eyes. While chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he gave up his air of life and left his body. Seeing the wonderful death of Haridasa Thakura by his own will, which was just like a great mystic yogi's, everyone remembered the passing away of Bhishma. There was a tumultuous noise as they all chanted the holy names Hari and Krishna. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. The Lord raised the body of Haridasa Thakura and placed it on his lap. Then he began to dance in the courtyard in great ecstatic love. Because of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love, all the devotees were helpless, and in ecstatic love, they also began to dance and chant congregationally. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu danced for some time, and then Svarup Damodar Goswami informed him of other rituals for the body of Thakur Haridas. The body of Haridasa Thakura was then raised onto a carrier that resembled an airship, and taken to the sea, accompanied by congregational chanting. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu danced in front of the procession, and Vakrishvar Pandit, along with the other devotees, chanted and danced behind him. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu bathed the body of Haridasa Thakura in the sea, and then declared, "From this day on, this sea has become a great pilgrimage site." Everyone drank the water that had touched the lotus feet of Haridasa Thakura, and then they smeared remnants of Lord Jagannath's sandalwood pulp over Haridasa Thakura's body. After a hole was dug in the sand, the body of Haridasa Thakura was placed in it. Remnants from Lord Jagannath, such as his silken ropes, sandalwood pulp, food and cloth, were placed on the body. All around the body, the devotees performed congregational chanting, and Vakreshvar Pandit danced in jubilation. With his transcendental hands, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu personally covered the body of Haridasa Thakura with sand, chanting, "Hari Bol! Hari Bol!" They covered the body of Haridasa Thakura with sand, and then constructed a platform upon the site. The platform was protected all around by fencing. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu danced and chanted all around the platform, and as the holy name of Hari roared tumultuously, the whole universe became filled with the vibration. After Sankirtan, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu bathed in the sea with his devotees, swimming and playing in the water in great jubilation. After circumambulating the tomb of Haridasa Thakura, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Singadvar gate of the Jagannath temple. The whole city chanted in congregation, and the tumultuous sound vibrated all over the city. Approaching the Singadvar gate, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu spread his cloth and began to beg prasad from all the shopkeepers there. The Lord said, "I am begging prasad for a festival honoring the passing away of Haridasa Thakura. Please give me alms." Hearing this, all the shopkeepers immediately came forward with big baskets of prasad, which they jubilantly delivered to Lord Chaitanya. However, Svarup Damodar stopped them, and the shopkeepers returned to their shops and sat down with their baskets. Svarup Damodar sent Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu back to his residence and kept with him 4 Vaishnavas and 4 servant carriers. Svarup Damodar said to all the shopkeepers, "Deliver to me 4 palmsful of prasad from each and every item." In this way, varieties of prasad were collected, then packed up in different loads and carried on the heads of the 4 servants. Not only did Svarup Damodar Goswami bring prasad, but Baninath Pattanayaka as well as Kashi Mishra sent large quantities. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu made all the devotees sit in rows and personally began to distribute the prasad, assisted by 4 other men. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was not accustomed to taking prasad in small quantities. He therefore put on each plate what at least 5 men could eat. Svarup Damodar Goswami requested Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, "Please sit down and watch. With these men to help me, I shall distribute the prasad." The 4 men, Svarup, Jagadananda, Kashishvar, and Shankara, distributed the prasad continuously. All the devotees who sat down would not accept the prasad as long as the Lord had not eaten. On that day, however, Kashi Mishra had extended an invitation to the Lord. Therefore, Kashi Mishra personally went there and delivered prasad to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu with great attention and made him eat. With Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bhadati, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and accepted the prasad. When he began to eat, so did all the Vaishnavas. Everyone was filled up to the neck because Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu kept telling the distributors, "Give them more! Give them more!" After all the devotees finished accepting prasad and had washed their hands and mouths, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu decorated each of them with a flower garland and sandalwood pulp. Overwhelmed with ecstatic love, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu offered a benediction to all the devotees, which all the devotees heard with great satisfaction. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave this benediction: "Anyone who has seen the festival of Sri Haridasa Thakura's passing away, anyone who has chanted and danced here, anyone who has offered sand on the body of Haridasa Thakura, and anyone who has joined this festival to partake of the prasad will achieve the favor of Krishna very soon. There is such wonderful power in seeing Haridasa Thakura. Being merciful upon me, Krishna gave me the association of Haridasa Thakura. Being independent in his desires, he has now broken that association. When Haridasa Thakura wanted to leave this material world, it was not within my power to detain him. Simply by his will, Haridasa Thakura could give up his life and go away, exactly like Bhishma Dev, who previously died simply by his own desire, as we have heard from Shastra. Haridasa Thakura was the crown jewel on the head of this world. Without him, this world is now bereft of its valuable jewel. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu then told everyone, "Say, all glories to Haridasa Thakura, and chant the holy name of Hari." Saying this, he personally began to dance. Everyone began to chant, "All glories to Haridasa Thakura, who revealed the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord." Thereafter, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu bid farewell to all the devotees, and he himself, with mixed feelings of happiness and distress, took rest. Thus I have spoken about the victorious passing away of Haridasa Thakura. Anyone who hears this narration will certainly fix his mind firmly in devotional service to the Lord. From the incident of Haridasa Thakura's passing away, and the great care Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu took in commemorating it, one can understand just how affectionate he is toward his devotees. Although he is the topmost of all sannyasis, he fully satisfied the desire of Haridasa Thakura. At the last stage of Haridasa Thakura's life, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave him his company and allowed him to touch him. Thereafter, he took the body of Haridasa Thakura on his lap and personally danced with it. Out of his causeless mercy, he personally covered the body of Haridasa Thakura with sand and personally begged alms from the shopkeepers. Then he conducted a great festival to celebrate the passing away of Haridasa Thakura. Haridasa Thakura was not only the topmost devotee of the Lord, but also a great and learned scholar. It was his great fortune that he passed away before Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. The life and characteristics of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu are exactly like an ocean of nectar, one drop of which can please the mind and ear. Anyone who desires to cross over the ocean of nescience, please hear with great faith the life and characteristics of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Caitanya caritamrta following in their footsteps. This ends chapter 11 of the Antya Lila, the passing away of Haridasa Thakura.